Welcome to the Thursday edition of the Spark Creativity Teacher Podcast, a podcast for English teachers in search of creative teaching strategies. Whether you're new to the show or a longtime listener, I'm so glad you're here for today's edition of Highly Recommended. On this week's mini episode, let's talk summer school. Because I know that if you are teaching summer school, you'd like it to be engaging, memorable, creative, super fantastical, delicious, sexpialidocious. But of course, there's the issue of you're tired, and the students are tired, and maybe they're not that excited to be there. So let's run through two quick strategies for adding oomph and engagement to summer school. Okay, here's my top, number one, most golden suggestion. Change up your texts and provide variety. Summer school for you, I hope, is the perfect time to experiment with graphic novels, novels in verse, podcasts, performance poetry, graphic essays, and contemporary work. Get audiobook access for your students whenever you can. Connect kids to electronic books through your local library on Libby so they can use translation apps whenever they need to. Run book clubs, try choice reading, develop mini units on compelling, quick reads. I think this decision, the decision about text and finding text that can truly help your students move back toward reading, can make a huge impact on your summer school course. Okay, number two, and finally, because this is a very quick episode, I want to suggest that you try to provide as many real-world contexts for practicing the skills you want students to develop as you can. Develop units around blogging, around podcasting. Let them share research through infographics or Instagram-style carousels. Dig into a YouTube unit and create video. Build your skill practice around the mediums you think are most likely to engage your specific students. You can teach argument through a video project in which kids recommend the best sneakers and hot chip brands. You can teach narrative through a suspense fiction podcast. You can practice rhetorical analysis by creating commercials for students' favorite restaurants or video games. While summer school just doesn't scream fun for most kids, this is your chance to kick that narrative in the teeth. Think of it as your innovative learning lab in which you and your students will approach the learning goals in new ways that they can really get excited about. It's okay to be fun and playful with your topics and find the texts that truly feel compelling. It's your chance to finally run those podcast clubs, teach that YouTube unit, bring in that graphic novel that you've been loving that you can't afford to buy 300 copies of for every student at the school. Free from the restrictions of the regular year, I hope that summer school is your chance to teach with your full creative self. And this week, I just want to highly recommend that you do. Have you been wondering how to get started with student podcasting? Would you like to get your students thriving inside this 21st century medium without feeling worried about tech issues and platform choices? I'm now opening the doors to my free summer workshop, Camp Creative. Over the course of 3 days, I'll give you everything you need to banish those fears over podcasting technology, platforms, and privacy issues, and start seeing your students thrive with creative podcasting projects instead. You'll get my favorite models and listening activities for helping students connect to podcasts before they create their own, done-for-you curriculum for launching your first project, and the easiest tools and platforms for recording and sharing student work in a safe way. Just as in Camp Creative's past, each day's training, packed with resources and tips, will arrive in your inbox, ready for you to explore when you have time. You'll find the link to sign up in the show notes over at nowsparkcreativity.com. I can't wait to work with you during this free summer session.